Welcome back to Classic Conversations. I'm Fresh. We got Miaya. We got Vic. The ruler.
Thank you.
Forgot. Don't want to leave that out. Right. Is it just Miaya? We're just going to call you just Miaya? Or is there anything else you want to add to the end?
Nah, I'll be Miaya today.
Just, okay, so she's picking just Miaya today. So, Amber, Guyger, and Bo, what's his name? Boham? Something like that. The murder of this young man by a white woman who thought that she was in her apartment and killed him. She got, 10? With ability to parole at 5. Which would probably be more like 3.
Why do people keep saying that?
Because she's not going to serve good behavior.
But it's Fed time. Isn't it? Is it federal case? No.
It's a state case. Yeah, so she's not going to do the full 5. Eligible for parole at 5, but she'll parole out before that. Probably get house arrest or something, and then parole. She's not going to do the whole 10 definitely, but I doubt she'll see somewhere between 3 and 5. And then surprisingly, after we see these crazy things happen, the black judge who decides that she wants to embrace her and hug her because they feel bad for her. Then the brother decides he wants to walk over and embrace her and hug her. And then the black police officer who decides she wants to help her fix her hair and, is rubbing, patting her on the head and shit. It's like
just
all
very
of this,
weird.
Yeah, all of this weird ass black behavior that seems like
orchestrated.
Orchestrated, it does. And then, surprisingly, after the young man who was the neighbor, testified, he comes up dead the next day.
So I was reading something that he was involved in a murder last year, and that's a retaliation of that.
You think so?
But then I also read that he was shot in the mouth. So I don't know how true that is.
I mean, it seems to, I don't know, it's just bad timing to me. Like, bro testified.
And then got killed a week later.
Yeah. And it was definitely against, some kind of possible corruption within the Dallas PD. So, who knows? It just seems really fishy.
Did TK get prosecuted in Dallas?
Somewhere in Texas, yeah.
Somewhere in Texas, and didn't nobody even die, yeah. Did somebody die in TK case?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he killed somebody.
I thought it was attempted murder.
It was attempted.
They got a nigga life over attempted murder?
Kidnapping, burglary, and assault with a deadly weapon. Attempted murder.
Let's see. I believe it was attempted.
Take it. I don't think you want no action.
I'm trying to find this.
That was really a banger. Wow.
That shit was terrible.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why people
beat that case, bitch. I did the race. It was just hard that the nigga really. I'm not gonna say it's hard.
No,
it was stupid, but
he pled guilty.
It was crazy that the nigga. Oh my bad. What was you gonna say?
He pled guilty to 2 counts of aggravated robbery.
Take it.
Yeah. But he did get found guilty of murder and 3rd-degree aggravated robbery.
Yeah, everybody said it was him basically.
Yeah. Yep. Sentenced to 55 years in prison for the murder charge, 30 for the aggravated robbery, and 2 13-year prison sentences for the remaining 2 counts of aggravated robbery related. Obviously, the 4 terms will be served concurrently, so he's eligible for parole at like 27, 28 years. Because all of those
terms are concurrently, so they're not stack.
Nah.
Oh, so he can get out of jail though.
Like 28 years.
Did that nigga
28 years
break
is the
in
number.
An old man's house and beat him up?
Pistol whip the nigga.
I don't want nobody like that on the streets. Keep that nigga in there. Sorry.
What I'm saying, the nigga was like 14. Like,
so you bad as fuck like that at 14? You break in niggas' houses at 14?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying, but
at 14?
It's what?
Nah, keep that nigga in there.
Niggas out here that's doing that.
I mean, there's a lot of
you sound like
but
fucking.
But the niggas
Antonio Brown, I'm gonna call you a goddamn cracker.
I'm saying the niggas. The crazy thing is the niggas that I knew that was doing that shit sat in jail for 20 years. Even the nigga that didn't, that was mastermind behind it, 20 years. So shit, niggas has been flocking, but it's not a small act. But yeah, TK definitely, I believe it was Dallas.
I just think the whole shit with that girl is weird. I've never seen a judge come from around the stand and
a black judge and come hug a white.
I'm not even really getting in that deep yet. I just think it's weird overall I've never seen a judge come from around behind their desk at all and touch anyone. I've never seen them. I think the most I've ever seen with them was them kind of giving them a heartfelt message and that kind of thing from their chair, right? But I've never seen any treatment like that. And I think the brother embracing her is weird. I think the father getting up there and saying like, "Oh, I hope we can be friends one day." Like, bitch, what? This bitch killed. Like, my whole thing with her whole story is like, okay, everybody's house has a smell. So when I go in my house, I know I'm in my house. When I go to your house, it has an odor. Not a negative, but it has a smell. Like, everyone's house has a different smell. You burn a different candle. How do you go in someone's house, like, the floor mat is different, the door, like, what the fuck? Like, that whole, I don't know, shit's just weird.
We all know.
And they said also she had a different type of key than everybody else because she was law enforcement. So she had like a scan key instead of a keyhole key.
Well, for her door?
Yeah, like she had a different door because she was law enforcement. She didn't have the same master. They didn't have the same master key to her house, her door. So she's saying like the lock on her door is even different than everybody else's.
Oh, so nobody can go in her place.
Exactly.
Except for her.
Exactly.
So then that goes back to some other questions that were posed. Like,
well, she was
how did
fucking
she
with
get
him.
in?
How did she? Right. Exactly.
She was fucking with him though.
And I think that's probably what happened. Like she had to have had a key to his place.
I think so too.
She was fucking with him, and I don't know what happened if their relationship ended on bad terms. But like, and then I don't know if y'all heard her 911 phone call, but she was just like, first of all, you are a police officer, you know how to do CPR. So she's sitting there letting the nigga bleed out and die. She's on the phone with 911. The first thing she says when she's talking to the 911 operator is, "Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job." Not, "Oh my God, I just shot someone. This nigga's dying, and you have no remorse." But also someone you've been intimate with.
She said that was her. So I've never listened to him. So that's what she said. Her concern was.
She was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job." She's like, "I'm an off-duty officer. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job." Bitch, what? Like, all right, bro.
I mean, that makes it. That's even more infuriating about it. Is the fact that
that's your thought process.
She's not. She obviously. That's not remorse. I think a person that was really remorseful at that moment would be.
She didn't sound frantic. She didn't sound like, "Oh my God, I shot someone," and she didn't sound anything like that. She literally just sounded like, "Oh my God, I shot someone. He's bleeding." Da, da, da. Well, and that's what the prosecutor was saying. Like, "Don't you know CPR, right? You could have possibly saved this man's life, right?" And she was like, "Well, yeah." And you didn't think to give him CPR?
And that's the thing. Like, it's definitely a case of value. Like, the life of a black person is valued much less than a white, because even when you look at the similar, well, not let's say a similar case, but the black lady who got like 22 years for that warning shot.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they gave her no leniency. Somebody was illegally or trespassing in her on her property, and she got 22 years for the warning shot.
That's crazy.
And that's
in her
Texas
own place.
Too, yeah.
Like, so that was trespassing in her place, and she got 22 years for a warning shot. And mind you, here's this woman who kills a man in his house,
in his home, yeah.
And she gets much less than that. Like, let's even talk about the fact that even if she was in her place, let's say she was in her own place, the fact that she went to that, escalated to it that quickly, like, let's say she really feared and she was like, "Oh, somebody's in my place." You're not supposed to just go right to the guns. You're supposed to give them a warning. You're supposed to attempt all other things first.
I don't think Texas is set up that way.
No, if that person is not armed or visibly armed, you have to make some attempt first. And
I think in Texas, if somebody's on your property, you can shoot and kill them, and that's that.
No, I'm saying, like, you have to make an attempt. Like, that's just, like, you can shoot after you've made an attempt to say, like, go or what's going on. Right. You just come in and just bow, like, and she should know that as an officer, and she should know, I'm
not in my house. I opened the door.
But
these are not my shoes by the door. These are not.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, all of that. But I'm just saying, even if she was, like, the fact that she, let's just say, based on her, I think what she said was obviously, "Oh, I thought I was in my place." Well, even if you were in your place, you don't just go straight to the bam, like, straight to the gun. Like, So that's, like, okay, you might have found out that this wasn't your place had you, based on her own excuse. So none of it is valid. And the fact that a black woman can literally be in danger and protect herself and get 22 years.
I mean, that's obvious, though. We know our lives mean nothing in the face of the law.
Cops
like, are getting away with killing us for no reason, and that's just a reality.
Now you're not even safe. A cop come in your own house and kill you. They kill you on the streets. They come in your house and kill you. It's like a black life is not worth shit.
Like, so I was honestly surprised when they convicted her. So I'm like, all right, bet. But 10, I thought she was at least going to get, like, 25.
Nah, never. Nah, they only did that shit to prevent, like, rioting.
And honestly, they don't give a fuck about that.
They do.
No, they do not.
They do. At certain times, they do.
Hell no.
They do. Especially Dallas after what happened, what was that, 2 years ago? Last year? With the cop and the shooting off the, they were shooting cops off the roof. That was Dallas, right?
Oh, yeah. That whole situation was real weird.
They shooting cops off the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like he was a black, like, that nigga was an army, and he was like, he was just on the roof, like, spraying cops and shit. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
He killed
I
some
remember
niggas?
that. I thought that was in D.C.
I think that was Dallas.
That's crazy.
And they had one
But yeah, I
out
just
here,
think,
too.
honestly, the whole thing is real. She's really smart, though.
He
Her
wasn't as crazy as they told everybody.
Yeah, no, for sure.
her lawyer is smart because, like, apparently when you go for, I was reading that when she had the option to allow the judge to sentence her or allow the jury to sentence her. So she went with the jury knowing that they would be a little lighter. But shit, I thought, like, well, nah, she was smart. But after seeing how the judge acted, like, she just embraced the shit out of her. Like,
oh, and it's crazy. There was another unrelated. This just goes to show you how the system is corrupted and fucked up. Another case, right? A juror slept in. Right, this is not related, but this is just how the justice system is. Juror, young black man
I saw
on the jury overslept.
Yeah, 10 days in jail.
So then they gave him 10 days in jail and probation, and they said after you finish 150 hours of community service, we can revisit it, and then if all goes smoothly, he'll recant take it off his record.
What state is
But
this bullshit?
bro slept in, and the judge is like, well, he was the only African American on the panel, so his position or his platform was really needed to represent his part of his culture, and so it was really important that he be there, and he missed it. So 10 days, put it on your record, probation and community service.
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I saw that on Twitter.
So like the littlest thing would get a black man a case, right, or a record, right? A woman, some police, somebody comes into her house and she has to police herself,
Right.
and her warning shot, which you're required to give,
Fatal.
right, and that gives her 22 years, right, protecting herself.
Is that true?
What?
For real? Like, that's true? She really got 22 years for that shit?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah,
It's
non-fatal shot.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But then here comes a cop who goes in somebody else's house.
Kill somebody.
She only gonna get less than 10 and really only do 5. Like, I just tell you, the justice system is not really for us. It's not really for us. It's not for us at all. We have no representation in it. And then the optics, it looks terrible because it was a black judge, and you get a black judge who does Meek so fucking dirty, right, in his situation, and here comes this this black judge who goes around and hugs.
She had something weird against Meek, though.
She did, but it's just the optics of it all. Black judges who cater to these white women, and then when they get a black face in front of them, I'm not saying all of them, but just all of this shit together, just
right.
It makes you sick. It's enough to make you sick. I don't know, but we'll see. I say she'll only do 3 to 5. I'm sure she's not gonna do more than 5 because they're not gonna. She's gonna get good behavior, but I think she'll probably do no more than 3 or 4. But obviously,
that's really insane. That's really insane. Well, while we on judicial shit, we got a 6ix9ine update.
6ix9ine. Forget who it was, but there's a lawyer on Instagram who follows a lot of high profile cases and that are in relation to the culture of hip hop, and explains kind of the nuances about him. He said,
Feds are working with Tekashi's attorneys to get him out early. 6-9 sentencing was scheduled for January 24th of next year. However, late last night, a letter from the government to the judge requested that the sentencing date be moved up. The letter also requested that a number of the processes related to sentencing be fast-tracked so that the sentencing can happen sooner. There is no reason, as far as I'm concerned, that would ever happen. The government would never make that request unless they intended on recommending time served and expected him to get time served. Look for Tekashi's sentencing to be moved up to probably a month away, maybe 6 weeks, just a matter of when the judge sets the date. And when he's sentenced on that day, look for him to get released on a time served sentence.
His court date was supposed to be early next year, right? Like January. But basically, he requested, you said the feds.
The feds sent it to the court,
for him to be, his court date to be pushed up. And I think the lawyer said something about like November.
Yeah.
That his court date will be in November, and he will more likely be out by then. Right. Which is insane.
It's fucking insane. But he was super cooperating, so I guess that much means.
That don't even mean, like, niggas be hella cooperating too and don't get cut like that too, though.
I mean, so that means that the information he provided probably was, I mean, if the information he provided was that important and it really helped them convict
but for him to get off
else,
skate like free like that and not do no time,
it had to be very important information.
A year?
You in jail for a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be some really, really, really important information.
This nigga's got to be coming with some new cases on some.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of information he provided that was not.
Yeah,
he didn't put on the stand. Yeah.
That was probably it's probably testimony and information that's probably going to go towards other cases, like Vic was saying. The last time we talked about other people that might not yet be indicted.
Yeah, the way he running his mouth.
He was talking about a bunch of people that had nothing to do with it. If they start coming up with cases, then his testimony was some juicy ass shit to.
Yeah, I wonder what else is gonna see. That's really what's more interesting to me though. Like, what's gonna really come out of all this? Like,
they might still be using him. Like, he might be on the hook still for more shit.
But niggas are not gonna fuck with him like that. Like, niggas are not gonna want to be around him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're in, like, not just like, oh yeah, we know you in the hood as a snitch. Like, nigga, you are a world famous snitch. Like, everyone knows. So it's just gonna be very interesting to see like who fucks with him when he gets out, because it's like, I feel like as hip hop, like one of our biggest standards, like we're very street and hood based. So we have those morals, we have those codes, and I feel like he's violated all of that. So it should be very interesting to see who fucks with him, because it's like, okay, nigga, now we know you're a weirdo. I think the only nigga who we obviously gonna give a pass to fuck with him for is academics, like, because that nigga's a cornball and that's his best friend.
Did you hear what the game said?
No.
The game said that like people from his time don't fuck with that, but he said, I don't know what like
the kids will.
The new people.
That's how
will let that shit pass. And also somebody else that said on Instagram was Tory Lanez said that
he miss him.
No, Tory Lanez said that, like, I don't care if he snitched or whatever. If he's trying to make some money, I'm down to work with him.
What the fuck?
When he comes out.
Niggas compromising their values for money.
That's crazy.
But see, I've never fucked with Tory Lanez, and I've always thought that nigga was a weirdo. So
he's definitely weird. I like some of his music, but that's definitely some
like, nigga,
some weirdo shit. Some super weirdo shit.
And then I think he said something to like he miss him on the internet. I was like, nigga, what the fuck?
He said that?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? The only way I can see, well, I don't know. This new day and age, but he might just come out with a record called Snitch and just,
he may play that card.
Is there anyone from back then that you guys could think of that kind of had the same thing that 6ix9ine is going through right now?
Not as
who snitched.
They'll be dead.
Nah, I mean,
not as
accusations.
Publicly.
There's accusations. Like I said before, Reggie Wright, who was security for Death Row and who was a retired Compton PD, Compton sheriff, he said that Snoop Dogg snitched. But, it's a bit of a stretch. It's not like the same shit.
Niggas on Twitter were saying ho snitch. I don't know about what though. That might be that's a little before my time.
About what?
No.
Did they say any specific? Because the only time I've seen Hov in the the only real time was the time when he stabbed Lance Riviera.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
He was apparently Lance.
Jay-Z stabbed somebody?
Yeah, so Lance Riviera, his name is he was Biggie's business partner, and he was the one responsible for bringing what was the girl named Charlie Baltimore out.
Okay.
But I guess had bootleg Hov record. I believe that's what it was, right? Yeah. So he caught him in the club, and they were sitting at the dinner table, and so Hov grabbed like a steak knife and shot him a couple to the gut.
I cut you.
And this was right after the DA, the New York DA, they were trying to get Diddy on that shit, in the club, and they got Sean. So they were hungry to find somebody of a higher profile. So they were like, "Oh shit, we didn't get Diddy. Let's go for Hov." And Hov,
Hov did what?
he pled guilty. He like I did it.
He
didn't
so
get no
that's not
time.
snitching?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I could think of that he's ever been in trouble with the law off of that. So I don't recall him snitching. Now he did something kind of weird with Beanie Siegel. When Beanie Siegel got caught up in his legal issues, they asked Jay-Z on stand as a character witness. They said, the judge asked him, if I was to release Beanie Siegel right now into your care, would you vouch for him? I said, nah.
Damn.
And this is crazy. The crazy shit about it is because if you know, like some of the incidents that has happened to Jay-Z and Beans, how many times Beans jumped off the stage or pressed niggas that were pressing Hov.
Videos
like,
for sure.
Beanie Siegel saved Hov. There was a cat named Artemis Gordon on the internet that tells all kind of stories. He was talking about, you fuck with him? Yeah. He was talking about recently how some niggas from out here, some Crip niggas had pressed Jay-Z for his chain. And Beans was like, nah, nigga, it ain't happening. And pressed them niggas right back. And they just left it alone. Like Beans, when Jay-Z said Beans was the shooter.
Pressing Jay-Z for his chain at 40 is insane.
But the thing is,
you said this is recent?
No, this is not recent.
Oh,
this is
my
back
bad.
in the day.
Oh,
but when he said Beanie was the shooter,
coming at Hov like that.
Nah, like Beans, when he said Beans was the shooter, Beans was crazy. That nigga was not a rapper. He was a hood nigga first and then a rapper. So if that nigga has taken penitentiary chances to protect you, and then you go on the stand and say you gonna vouch for him, that's the only questionable shit that I've seen. Like, that's it. Other than that, though, I don't know about him snitching.
Yeah, niggas on Twitter saying that. I was like, I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
I can't think of nobody credible of that era that got caught up snitching. Because I think whatever, if anybody did, they went through great lengths to keep that shit quiet. Because back then you couldn't do that. Your career would be over, and hood niggas would be at your head.
Right.
So.
Well. Excuse me, I think the 6ix9ine shit should be pretty interesting in regards to just how, because like Marvin said, like, we don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that shit at all, I think. But it all goes back personally to me, like with Shotty, you're a weirdo for allowing someone who you know is not in this lifestyle to come around and you do, like, it's cool to exploit that nigga and get bread. Like, y'all exploit each other. I'm with all of that. Get the bread, let the nigga make the image, cool. But don't do shit with him and then be surprised when a nigga, you feel what I'm saying? Like, do weird shit. So, it goes back to that, but like, I think my generation, I think is the last that really will be like, yeah, we can't fuck with it. Like, I never supported 6ix9ine. Nigga was always a clown to me, but I think my generation, so I think like 25 and under, I don't know about y'all niggas. I think they're gonna let that shit, the kids gonna let that shit slide. Cause you gotta think about it, majority of his fan base are white, so they don't even hold the same codes and morals into shit that we do. Like, so I'm not. At this point, I'm honestly not going to be surprised if he comes home. I'm going to be surprised if they don't. I'm really more so shocked that they're not forcing him to be in WITSEC.
I just want to see what the fuck is going to happen when he gets out.
You think his black fans will fuck with it or not?
Some of them, yeah. Cause
the kids will. Because the kids going to be like, well, shit, the nigga was either him or them. And it's like, nigga, like, you know, niggas, kids ain't.
Yeah.
Ain't that fact.
What about the Hispanic culture?
Y'all fuck with him too?
Y'all fuck with him? After that?
Fuck with him from the beginning.
Exactly.
Just the fact that he says the N-word too, like, I just...
Oh, see, you're a real nigga, Martin.
She goes, he goes, you hear the fact that he says the N-word. You a real nigga. All right, well.
No, that's really one reason. That's off the bat. That's why I didn't fuck with 6ix9ine. And then I heard about the little rape shit with the girl. I was like, oh yeah, no, I can't fuck with bro.
It's actually a good topic to talk about, the N-word. Anyhow, yeah, hey, if y'all are under that 25-year-old mark, let us know if you still fucking with him or not. If y'all solid as we
Don't be
think,
weirdos.
we think we are.
Don't be weirdos.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know. You fucking with 6ix9ine, you gonna buy his Snitch album? Or if you gonna
I think he gonna
pass
really
on
run
it.
with that shit too.
I think he is. Like he gotta. I think he has to.
That's all he has.
Started. Yeah. He gotta do a record called
already
Snitch.
started. That's another topic.
Yeah.
I watched that Troy Ave interview. I was high.
Oh, the drink champs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nigga was avoiding all questions.
He was.
So like, why do this media shit? Like,
Cause he trying
and
to
it's like if you
control
can't
the narrative.
but you can't because it's still an active case because you really can't speak on it. So it's like you really just
The
doing
nigga
all this
was
shit to
speaking
be
on it,
seen.
though.
And that's crazy to me too. Like that's gonna come back and bite him in the ass.
They didn't find my fingerprints. They found my fingerprints on the outside of it. When they dug deeper, it was that person's fingerprints on the clip. I'm like, damn, nigga.
That's I don't know if.
But that is that snitching? If that's public information, is that snitching?
That's definitely dry snitching.
But how? It's public information though.
Because everybody doesn't know it.
If you take it to trial, that means whatever potential jurors there are has an opinion already.
Yeah, because he's tried in the court of public opinion prior, so them jurors are already gonna know about it. Because he put that information out there, and then even those people that have never heard it, I didn't know that, so now I know it. That's definitely at very least dry snitch.
For sure.
So,
For sure, dry
but he's trying. You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to control the narrative and trying to stay relevant, trying to jump ahead of it, knowing that he's gonna have to go and have his case, and that's gonna be public domain. He's just trying to get ahead of it and trying to like.
Nigga, it's too late. You already made a video basically telling us everything that happened.
I agree. People do desperate things in desperate times. You know his career about to be over, so nigga out there trying to.
So he needs to take some of his money and invest it, buy some property in Harlem or wherever the fuck that nigga is from.
That make too much. Yeah, I agree, but that make too much sense.
Like, if your career is almost over, nigga, be smart. Take a little bit of bread you got and invest that shit.
I think so. Well, yeah, classic conversations, judicial shit, niggas in the law, niggas snitching. Let us know what you think about all this shit in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and check back, tap in with us. Oh, and subscribe. Did I say? I probably said subscribe already. Yeah, so subscribe twice.
You did.